Okay, welcome everybody to this evening's XAUUSD webinar. My name is Duncan Cooper. Tonight's webinar is live Forex market review, so let's get into that. Before we do, if you can read through the disclaimer, it would be great. If you're on our YouTube live stream, I cannot see the chat, but more than welcome to follow the link and join us in the webinar so you can talk to us. Those in the webinar can use the webinar chat box or the Q&A box to talk to me. So if everyone just take the time to read through the disclaimer before we move along. Azu, hello to you. All right, move along now. If you don't know me, my name is Duncan Cooper. I'm the Senior Market Strategist and Trading Mentor here at DXY Securities. And I'm a full-time Forex trader. I've been trading now in the Forex market for more than 15 years, mentoring for more than 10. If you want to contact me, my email's there, duncan.cooper@acy.com. If you want to connect with me through the week, head over to our website, acy.com, go to the Market News tab, or our YouTube channel at DXY Australia. And if you want to connect with me personally, head over to my Linktree page there. Connect with me there on social media. There's some free training there too. If you want to get access to my chart layouts and templates, then just contact Nathan.bray's emails there at the bottom. I'll put that in the chat. I'll put Nathan's contact details in the chat for you all. There we go. And hello to everybody who's put in the chat. Golem Kibria, nice to see you again. All right. Right, first I'll just review what news items are coming out for the rest of the week. Just gone over to forexfactory.com. Just want to make sure you can see that because I think you can see me changing screens okay. My Zoom software is updated this week and it doesn't look the same as it used to look, so I'm just getting used to it. All right, so I'm at forexfactory.com here. There's the address. Just focus on the red calendar event. So my times shown 10:30 p.m. Queensland, New South Wales time. So tonight, 10:30, we have the US prelim GDP QQ coming out, unemployment claims. Those can definitely affect the market tonight. Moving into midnight Friday as well, pending home sales month on month. The market will be tomorrow. This isn't a red calendar event, but I've seen some headlines looking at the CPI for Japan here, Tokyo Core CPI year on year. The market's going to be looking at that. This is moving up. Potentially, inflation is growing. Maybe interest rates will maybe need to rise in Japan, and that would potentially maybe mean that pairs to the US dollar would move down. China news tomorrow, manufacturing PMI, 11:30 a.m. 7 p.m. we have the Euro CPI flash estimates, CPI flash estimates year on year, core and non-core. So that's at 7 p.m. Be volatile there, potentially there from the Euro crossings. 10:30 p.m. Canadian GDP month on month and US core PC price index. So a few items coming out over the next 24 hours, fractionally more. Just make sure you know where they're all coming out. Today we have the US prelim GDP QQ and unemployment claims coming out at 10:30 p.m. All right, with that, all that in mind, let's get to the charts. Now Tuesday I said maybe the market was getting very close to topping out. And yep, the US dollar's been moving up since. So this is the weekly range, weekly bottom to weekly top. We've been getting support down at the 79% level. I said on Tuesday we might we close back above the 79% level. That could maybe confirm a higher bottom. So we've actually moved up to a higher top now. As this day chart trend is turning to up. just struggling at this area of resistance at the moment, but the structure is now turned back to up in the daily, so we're going to potentially now see pairs to the US dollar moving down, pairs versus the US dollar moving up, and we're definitely seeing that. So trends moving back to the upside at the moment. S&P 500. This is my 4-hour chart. This is where I said we might top out on Tuesday. It's got a little bit short of the 79% level, so that means on the day chart we have potentially now put in a lower top. Here we go, lower top, lower bottom. So doesn't change the bigger time frame trends. Weekly trend is up. Higher bottom, higher top on the weekly, right on the S&P 500 at the moment. We're having some kind of decline. We may decline back within the range of the weekly chart here. We'll pull back. So we may see some more downtime here, maybe to the 62-79% zone. We're getting short. If you're looking for a short, this maybe needs to have another day down first of all. So we've moved down, rallied. Maybe need to go a little bit further down, and then I would look for the next rally to occur and look for the next lower top to form to get short. Down towards 62-79% zone, okay? Alright, so having a minor correction at the moment, got to be very much aware that day chart trend can be moving down. It doesn't say the long-term trend's changed, so we may see a little bit of a movement down here in the short term, but whether or not that's going to be a longer-term change, well, most definitely the weekly trend is up. If we break this low down here, and we're a long way away from that level. If we break below that level, that's going to change the weekly trends. But at the moment, a lot of things have to happen before that can occur. All right. Let's get into currency pairs now. The euro dollar. I did say on Tuesday, watch for a retest of 108.84, this area here, last month's high. And when we get to the 4-hour chart, there's a 79% level in there. That's said to watch as well. And of course, now we've changed the trend of the day to actually now a lower bottom and a lower top. So the question is going to be today, can we hold below this top here at 108.12? So we're getting some support just below 108.100 at the moment. And we'll probably do a little bit of a bounce on the 4-hour chart. So let's move down to that level. So I will say on Tuesday, watch 79% level up to the 108.84 level. Managed to hold perfectly in that area to move down. So we'll be monitoring at the moment the 4-hour range, and we haven't really, that's the last 4-hour top of significance to that bottom. So I will be monitoring for a rally at the moment, looking for the opportunity to sell a rally, okay? So we'll ideally look to, I'm always looking at the 79% level. So that's at 108.66, but I don't know if we can get up to that level because that's a long way away. We're more inclined to see what's going to happen at 108.40, that 4-hour broken support. Might just kind of false break above there a little bit because there's a 62% level at 108.49. So I'd be much, I'll have that area on my radar first of all. All right, down to the 15-minute. Now, that would be a good area to watch. The just said 108.40 up to 49. But what I'm noticing intraday price action from yesterday into today. Yesterday we couldn't get to the central pivot point. When we can't get to the central pivot point the day before, often in the new day, we just come to the central pivot point and can't get above it. So we're central pivot point today is at 108.19. So first level to watch is 108.19. What happens here? If we start to hold here and you see a reversal, can you see your setup to maybe get short, close to this area, or continue to move down today? So a couple of areas to watch there on the euro dollar. Euro yen. So I've been saying this is very high up. Can we see a reversal after this intervention area, moving down. So I've been monitoring the 79% area. That's at 169.93. This line at 169.95 is that monthly area over here. So we're false breaking this historical area. We've been saying for weeks when we're at such high levels, we may well get a reversal because we're in the historical sell zone. So we are seeing some selling pressure at the moment. All right, I'm just going to move down to the 4-hour chart. So structure's change on the 4-hour chart. I would look for the rally at the moment. We've moved down through some 4-hour lows here, taking out all the stops underneath this area at the moment. So I would draw a fib across that range. 50 level overlaps with that monthly resistance level, but it's not a fib that I usually trade at. Go to 15. So we've obviously been trading down, down, down. Just want to see where the 62 and 79% levels are at. Generally, I'm always trying to sell the high level, which is the 79% level. So that would be a level I would watch up here at 170.41. With such a strong sell-off and moving back below that major monthly high, we may not be able to get back above that level now. So yes, I would much prefer up here, but I'm also very aware where the monthly high is. It's at 169.95 and the figures there at 170. So that would be the first area I would watch to be a rally point. The next area, if we go up today, is the central pivot point and the 79% fib up here. Central pivot points at 170.38. So those are the areas that I'll start to monitor. If price continues to move up, can you see you're set up to trade back down from those areas? There is definitely the potential for a large reversal back down, especially depending on what the Japanese CPI data says tomorrow. We could see a further move down if that definitely ticks up. Euro pound is false breaking the major weekly bottoms here. This is a monthly low down here. So lots of weekly lows here. Market has traded below, but it's not holding below. Starting to consolidate because all these candles are getting quite tight together. Big rejection down there yesterday. Today we are getting support intraday from this weekly low here, 84.98. While the trend is down, we're clearly on supports. So we could be forming a higher bottom here on the 4-hour chart. I would definitely watch for price to maybe try to watch for price to come down. Got a retest of support, putting a fib across that range. And it's just been a fraction short of the 62% level at the moment. But I'd like the lower level, so the 79% level and 84.92. The lowest level of support. If it got back down there once more, it's these lows to the left here that are quite cleared off from support as well. So there could be some form of at major support. Could we get some form of head and shoulder pattern forming here? So I would watch the 79% level, 84.90 to support at 84.92. That right shoulder kind of potentially form here. Let's see if we can still get another dip down. All right, so we'll be bottoming out down the euro pound on major support. Head back up to range. Pound dollar has been selling off. So then I highlight this area from this high over here on the day chart up to this high here. So on Tuesday, we're moving into a resistance area. All right, we moved in, we rejected. Yesterday, we re-tagged this high. See the high of the day? So we rejected, we came up to retest that level. So a false break. day before. Retest yesterday. That was a time you could trade quite tightly against that level. And structurally at the moment of the day chart, we haven't changed trend to down yet. Quite clearly fair at 79% level of the range though. But we could still come back up here yet. We haven't broken daily chart trend yet. So we could, depending on your philosophy, you might think we're going to hold the trend to further come up. Personally, I think we're fading up here, but we could come all the way back up. We could come all the way back up to this area here, that old little high to the left there, form some kind of left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So I would look for yes, a rally back up, but whether or not we can come up to that level, it's just a level to watch. Will it play nicely to come up such a high level? The opportunity to sell. Let's just drop down the 4 hour. Right, so clear support on the 4 hour candle at the moment. There's been a rejection. It's just today coming up to the 62% level of the larger range. So this range here is coming up to 62% level there. Fair at 79, is it now maybe holding at 62? I would use this top to bottom on the 4 hour chart to look for a rally at the moment within the fib tool. All right, yesterday we just traded just above the central pivot point and traded down all day. So today, if we want to continue in that same weak vein, we may not get much above the central pivot point. So the first level to watch with the central pivot point on the rally today, that's at 127.21. It's just a couple of pips above the 62% level of the large range. So 127.19 up to central pivot point. That will be the first level we'll watch. So 27.19.21. When we're trending strongly intraday, we very rarely get much above central pivot point. In this case, we're in a downtrend, so just fell just above here. We may just hold at central pivot point today. If we move above that level today, I would look to hoping to see if we could maybe move up to the 79% level. That's at 127.51, and then look for a reversal there for the opportunity to get short with, the trend that we're seeing intraday, which is down. Pound yen. I said on Tuesday, watch for the potential of a double top forming up here. It's the intervention high. 253 is also an old area of monthly support from this area here. Are we going to see a reversal, significant reversal down from this area? Now it will be better if the double top was forming from a lower bottom, but we don't have that. But I mean, we could come all the way down, the height of the pattern projected below. If we break this low. But whether or not that's going to happen or not, we will not know until it starts to unravel or not. But it's always nice to get short in the early phase of the move in case that's going to happen. We could just pull back a couple of days and then, of course, blow up and through because the day chart trend is really still up because we do have a high bottom here. So until we see maybe a lower top forming on the day chart, we won't truly know if we are dealing with a significant reversal from this level. But breaking it down to the 4 hour chart, to change trends, I would draw my fib from the high to the low in the 4 hour chart and look to the 79% level. Could look to the 62 level as well because there's these lows in here. 1, 2, they could act as resistance, but I always like to go for the high level. But to the 15. Let's just see the levels on the 15. Well, the 79% level overlaps perfectly with the central pivot point, so that's one level that really stands out to me. Whether or not we can get there, we'll have to wait and see. That's at 200.31. 62 level overlaps with a figure, so there's another level there too. 199.98 to 2000, and we also have last week's high here at 2006. So that area there would be the first area to watch for a rally back to. Can you see set up for reversal from that level or the higher level? Well, generally, a lot of the time I look for the higher levels, and of course, not all the time price will get to the high levels, but waiting for the high level offers you the better risk reward if we then come down to retest this low and move down below. So I'm quite happy to miss out on a day, but two levels there to most definitely watch. This level here was offering support for a period of time yesterday. All right, low, 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 and then we've broken below in this area. So the people would have been long in this area. So if we get back to that area today, people want to get out of those longs and will have to sell. So that would be definitely a good area to watch if we rally back to there today. All right, Aussie yen. It's changing, it's trended down on the day. It's just bouncing on day support at the moment at 103.46. Again, couldn't quite test the intervention high. The just need to refresh my memory. Where's the monthly high? It's at 102.82. So we're actually above this monthly high, short of that historical high. So we're in a sell zone up here. And nice reversal yesterday. Could have traded the break of yesterday's low to get short today. And, you know, I can class this as a double top up here, even though it didn't quite get to the top. Double top price rejection down there at 94.84. So I like to get short at or above the 79% level. So we're pretty much at the 79% level at the moment. 103.85 is the level. Just the 4-hour chart. Might see a higher bounce back up, and this is the time to see if the market can be kind on any of these rallies at the moment, on all these pairs that reversed yesterday and down today. Can they offer you a nice high rally? See the 79% level overlaps with that day chart high over here, 104.58. So I would be watching for, you know, can that be a left shoulder over there? Can we come up to form the right shoulder here to continue the decline down, okay? All right. Now, I never get caught trying to sell the bottom of any of these moves. I'm always waiting for a rally. Rally doesn't always come, but I'm quite happy to miss out. So what I don't want to do is sell the bottom of the move when price is at the bottom, thinking I have to get in because it looks like it's trending down very strongly, and then it rallies all the way back up, and it's going against you. So look to sell a rally. Now let's just have a look at the 15-minute level. So I like the 79% level up there. That would still be my area to watch on this pair at the moment. Right, and it may not get there today, but it might get there tomorrow. All right, so just be patient with some of these levels I'm discussing. They'll get there today, they may get there tomorrow on a rally. All right. If we don't rally today of any significance, tomorrow I would watch 10400. All right, because at the moment this isn't quite looking like maybe we can get back up. But tomorrow, you know, if we close down at say 103.50 area today, wherever it closes today, watch 10400 tomorrow because Aussie loves the figures. So we may see rally back to 104 and then failure. Yesterday I was trying to sell it up here at 104.90. Missed my 5 pips, which is very annoying. But that's trading. So I am looking for an opportunity for this to come back up now for a lower top and a formation. We'll just have to wait and see what you can do. Aussie dollar. On the day chart here, it's from the lower top. It's just bouncing on this lower area here. So it may have just put in a lower bottom just. So I've been saying over the last 2-3 weeks, watch this 62% level of late last year's high to the current year's low. Could well be seeing this moving all the way back down this range down here. Like even though yesterday the Aussie CPI data came out year on year higher, it did pop up intraday for a bit, but quite clearly that's not keeping the Aussie up. So we're selling down, anticipating we'll probably start to break below these lows at some point, maybe next week. Can you see an opportunity to sell some form of intraday rally? There's the 4-hour range at the moment. We have traded below last week's low, so having a week down. 79% level of that 4-hour range overlaps perfectly with this day chart high over here, 64.48. So 64.48.49. So last one's high is at 64.44. So that would be a good area to watch if we can rally back up today, tomorrow. That area just there. Okay, into New Zealand yen, which is a lot more bullish than the other yen pairs. It's, you know, I've been discussing this price pattern on the day chart. I said on Tuesday, don't get long up here. It's getting close to the 127 extension. It'll probably pull back. Now, whether or not it's going to pull back within this range or just within this high to low range here. The bigger range has most definitely met its target, so I would anticipate a larger pullback. But depending on your own philosophy, you still think this has got legs to go up. I can most definitely see that we've come back to test support here, and there'll be a fib area in here, 79% level and support. So at the moment it's having a bounce there. We'll be able to see on the 4-hour chart, see the rejection. It's not taking out the candle high though, so that might just be a bounce where it's hit some orders to bounce up before moving down. Personally, I think after daily, it's probably going to operate within this range. So I would anticipate this moving back down to the 62.79% zone over time. So I would be looking for the opportunity to want to trade this pair to trade down. If we can start to close below this high here at 95.37. If we can't close below there, it's still rather bullish. And the reason why I'm more short than bullish on this pair is because of its positioning long term. Long term, like the Aussie yen and the Euro yen, it's in a historical sell zone up here, the monthly chart. So I'm not really that interested in getting long in a historical sell zone. Sure, I'm interested if I can see a nice clean opportunity to get short. All right, but I don't want to be shorting into support either. So this is maybe one of the bullish or bullish pairs to the yen at the moment. So the structure on the 4-hour chart, you could look to sell a rally because the trend on the 4-hour chart is down. So there's the last top, drag a fib down, and simply monitor how price comes back up to the 62.79% area. We've also got last week's high in that zone there. So from 96.08 to 96.26, that's the zone to watch for rally 2, for potential failure. Now, does this come back up to this zone to then break below support. That's what we're looking for there. All right, New Zealand dollar. I actually got short New Zealand dollar this week. Now, last week I said watch the 79% level here, which it was holding at. This week it did manage to get a little bit above there. I got short on Monday, a little bit ahead of the 79% level at 61.30. So it did go against me. But I've been thinking that this was holding at 79% level last week. And I've been thinking that from a structural point of view, we've got this range. Get my drawing tool to work. Got this range. Are we flying at 79%? So I actually took a trade in about there. Yes, we popped a little bit above, but we're quite clearly failing at 79% level. It's failing at this old area of structure here. And are we going to come down like so to the 127 extension, which is a little bit lower down? That's last year's low, so that would be a good target at the moment. So last year's low would be a good target if we can continue down. So all I did really was sell here, stop 100 pips above. So my stop set just a little bit above this top here, somewhere here. All right, and I had to weather it going against me a little bit, but it has turned to the downside at the moment. Now, from a pure structure point of view, the day chart is still up. As we have a higher bottom to a higher top. So if you're more bullish, this pair down, we're maybe just pulling back to the 79% level of this smaller range, and we could move higher. If you have a bullish picture of this pair, then the opportunity to get long is the 79% level here, 61.01, to see if we can move to a fresh high for the move. All right, now if we take out this low here, that's kind of obviously going to break that opinion. Well, there's two sides to the market. I'm giving you what I'm doing. I'm actually short, but this could still move up. This could still map out what I'm showing you here and then fail. As long as it doesn't take out this double top, I can still be right. So this could still go like so and then fail, come down, rally, and still get down here. So this could still go long for a bit more and then fail and still go down, and I could still be right, or it's already failed. So what side of the market are you on for the New Zealand dollar? Personally, I've been watching that 79% level of this range. I did say on Tuesday, watch this area for resistance, which is where it's failed at. So I'm on the short side, but there are two sides to that market at the moment. Now, from the short side, 4-hour trend is down now, broken that low. So you could watch for a rally back up, because it's just getting natural buying pressure at the moment from all this area of support here. Lows, 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 all the way to the left. So the natural thing would be to wait to see if it come up to the 79 level or even the 62 level. 62 level, can't read the numbers here, it's about 61.38-ish level. Overlaps with these highs and the 79% level. So that could be a good level to watch for a rally, or last week's high in the 79% level at 61.52. So this area here, that's what I look for. Okay. Now, of course, price might not rally, may just break below support. Price doesn't rally to where I'm showing you, then price will break through support. Then watch this area of support to be resistance. Okay. All right, dollar Canadian. I got this perfect on Tuesday, so I'd watch this area. 61, so 136.13. 79% level down to support, I said. and held lovely. So we're kind of getting close to the profit taking phase of the move at the moment. Go back to the daily. Really need to get in your bought position down here on Tuesday. So this could come up to the 127 extension now, overlaps with the resistance, and you can see it fail up here. So if you're more of a seller on the dollar CAD, that's the area to watch for shorting over the next couple of trading days. About 137.84, where the 127 extension overlaps with resistance. Okay. Personally, it looks a bit bullish, so I would watch for this to top out, pull back, and then look for the opportunity to buy the next dip. All right, gonna have to wait a few days for that to happen though. So it's forming some kind of, formed some kind of left shoulder, head, right shoulder here. It's going to come up to the 127 extension, and then pull back. Then you look for the next opportunity to buy the dip for the next move up. Okay. Follow Frank, which isn't that exciting. It's actually going the same way as the pair to the US dollar, which should be going the opposite, really. But coloured areas are the areas where I've been saying support and resistance is. At the top at 91.47, it's a weekly area from back in time. And then we've got daily support down at the bottom at 90.06. So it's rather range bound at the moment. Of the range that it's operating in, we're already halfway down. So I would wait now to come back down to support and look for the opportunity to buy at support. All right. It's actually in a trend within this range in terms of an uptrend now. That's a higher top to this area. So whilst I would put it up for the moment, just map out the trend here. Days come up, but back up to resistance. That's the higher top. So is it going to come down? Could come down to here to form a higher bottom. Could come all the way back down to support, but still form a higher bottom. Or does it come somewhere here to move up? All right. So draw a fib. Lower area would be a better area to watch. So the 79% level down to support here. So 90.23 down to 90.06. The support. We're going to move back up. All right, dollar yen. Holding above this area at the moment, 156.76 on the day chart. It's looking a little toppy, but it is holding on support. Now, tomorrow's data from Japan may see a break in this area, but at the moment, just holding support there in the day chart, just. And that's a low from the day chart. It's kind of coming to all these little 4-hour lows. That is a low from the day chart, but these 4-hour lows, it's getting support just in through that area at the moment. We see a break below 156.57 clearly today, then it's that low, and this high here, 156.76. Well, we could be seeing the next kind of the rise. Let's go back to the day chart a moment. So that was the intervention move. It's been coming all the way back within this range at the moment. So it's just holding at the 62 level at the moment. But if we close below 156.76 quite clearly, I would anticipate you're looking for a short. However, that might set up in a lower time frame to come down for a retest of 153.58. Yeah. If this keeps moving up, all it really tells you is we're getting back into intervention time for sure, in all probability. Bank of Japan will be hoping maybe the dollar tomorrow will be positive. They don't have to come out and intervene themselves, spend money. That the dollar can just assist a sell-off. All right. Although, if the dollar is getting stronger compared to the US dollar moving down, that might be a hard call for the dollar yen to move down without any intervention. We'll have to wait and see. So at the moment, you could be bullish. If you want to be bullish on the dollar yen, getting along at 156.76 would, be a great level to watch. It's kind of 15-minute. It's already tried to move below it today and held. So you could watch for a further test of 156.76. If you see price come down and test, and it closes back above on a 15-minute chart, is that enough for you to get long down there or a move back up the range? All right, gold. It's right in the area that I was discussing on Tuesday. It's on daily chart support here. Supports. All right. Is 123.24 going to hold? To move. You see, the last two candles have been rejecting down there. So is it going to hold to move back up? So if it comes back down to back down to 23.24 on a lower time frame, can you see a setup to buy? Because that's clearly support at the moment. If you break below there, then clearly you may see a rally back to that level to be resistance. So that's the clear line in the sand for the buyers at the moment on gold, 23.24. Is that level going to hold? Do we see another test? To hold to move back up, okay? So you want me to look at Euro Canadian. Got no idea what Euro Canadian's doing. High bottom on the monthly here at the moment, coming in. Weekly's up. Daily's up. So we're obviously getting clear support through here. Really coming from this area here. Where our structure's up, it's just had a dip. So it looks kind of bullish at the moment, just had a 62% dip. Looks like we could be coming back up to, fill the imbalance in this candle. To come back up and test the high there, I would say. A lot of support down here. Don't know, are you buying, are you selling? The trends are up at the moment, so if I was you're buying, I wouldn't want to buy where it is right now at these highs, but of course we can't just go back in time for the dip, so I don't know whether you're already in, but just where it is, I don't like where price is right now just to jump in because you've got these highs to the left. But if it was to, move up, then you could look for the next dip. Okay, but if you're already long from lower down, then time frames, weekly, daily, 4-hour are in an uptrend. So that's the general direction to look at the moment. All right, that's my thoughts there. All right, so on Tuesday I did say that I thought the market was getting out to a topping area. We're definitely having some form of a sell-off yesterday into today. Are we going to follow through into next week? Some of those yen pairs are looking rather weak. So let's see where price is rolling. So euro dollar isn't getting to the central pivot point. Couldn't get there yesterday, so that's looking rather weak there at the moment. Pound dollar again only got to the central pivot point yesterday on the rally. Can't quite get there today. Of course, we've got the US news later in the day, so we might see the central pivot points tested. But if they hold today, that would be maybe where the high of the day is going to form to a move down. Aussie dollar. It can not get anywhere near the central pivot point at the moment. Right, so pairs the US dollar looking rather weak today. Not really getting back up within the range yet. The US dollar news might do that for you later on if you're able to stay up and see if you can get a higher, an opportunity higher up the range. All right. Like I was saying on the Aussie yen earlier about, tomorrow maybe look at 104 to be resistance if we're closing quite clearly below 104. On the Aussie, we're just managing to hold above 66 at the moment. So if we could see a nice break, whether it's tomorrow or Monday, we see a nice break below 66 over the next few days. Most definitely then look at 66 to be resistance at some point on a rally for a move down to 65, okay? So at the moment, we're not seeing that because quite clearly we've tried to move below intraday, below 66 and came back above. If we quite clearly see a move below 66, I'm sure at some point we'll probably retest 66 for resistance. So that's how I look at the figures, I'm trying to look for an opportunity to short a rally. I'm looking at what is being supported at the moment, what could flip, maybe 1 or 2 days time. Because at the moment, if I wanted to sell, I want it to come back up here somewhere. I might not do that, but I still want to sell a nice rally at some point. So what would need to occur for that rally to come around, and then where would I logically want to see that rally occur? Okay, so sometimes I'm just forward thinking all the time about what could be happening. So I'm just giving you my thoughts. All right, I think I've got all the questions answered. If you want to join me next week, webinar page, there's the URL. Next week, got analysis on Tuesday, 7 PM Sydney time. Going through position trading using the monthly weekly trading ranges on Wednesday in the new month, and more analysis on Thursday. If you want to join me, just head over to the webinar page and register your interest, and I look forward to seeing you then. Other than that, thanks very much for your company this evening, and have a great rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, everybody.